As promised, we're back with the cutting of my Valentine's rose soap, and please forgive my lack of situational awareness on these first few cuts. Apparently, I pay no attention to where the actual camera is in relation to what I'm doing. You'll see I eventually notice and adjust, so I apologize about that. And if you watched my last video, you might remember that I was a little concerned with how these might cut because of the botanicals and the salt on the top. And the reason for that being is sometimes when you have these items, the wire on the cutter will actually grab onto them and drag them through the entirety of the bar, scratching up the bar. Now in this case, I just turned the loaf on its side and was able to avoid that. I don't always like to do that because then the loaf isn't as flush with the cutter and you don't always get as straight of a cut. Luckily, this loaf was even enough on the top that that wasn't a problem. So sorry if the final outcome was a little anticlimactic, but final verdict, these did not, in fact, suck to cut. And I'm actually really happy with the way these turned out on the inside, even though, if I'm being honest, they're not exactly how I had imagined them in my mind. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that the fragrance accelerates and causes the soap to heat up quite a bit on the inside. And so, in my opinion, they actually look more similar to if I had made a hot process soap than a cold process soap. But in the words of the great Bob Ross, we'll call this a happy little accident because when you cut them open and look at the inside, I think the texture and color actually came out looking really similar to a rose petal. So I like them, but you tell me, what do you think?